Dear viewer, welcome to Illegal Connections. Not to be confused with Technology Connections, which is actually a legitimate channel. This is a generic Eastern European tech channel with a 5% chance of dying each video. So, in today's video we will be unboxing and disassembling a Soviet rangefinder from the 80s. The device itself comes in a nice military bag and looks like this. As you can see, here you have the laser, the binocular and the battery hole. So, what kind of beast is this? Only information I found on it was on the Russian Wikipedia page. I wish I spoke Russian, but today I will let Google Translate do its job for me. As you can see, it was a Soviet laser rangefinder, developed in the 80s and adopted by the USSR Navy. If you look at the datasheet, it says that it can read distances up to 20 kilometers, which is about 12.4 miles for my American friends. It needs 12 volts to operate, and the laser wavelength is within the infrared range. But even that can blind you, especially if this thing can reach up to 20 kilometers. But how does a laser rangefinder work? Very simple. Let's imagine that this is the device. It will send out a laser pulse until it eventually collides with something, and that gets reflected back to the device, which will register it. Since speed of light is a constant, we can calculate the distance with the following formula, where L is the distance, T is the time it took to send out the pulse and receive it, and V is the constant of speed of light. We also have to divide it by 2 to account for the reflection. So, let's look a bit closer at it. Here we have the switch to turn it on and off. Here is where you should see the readings. Here you can set the minimum distance. Here you can see some mystery rocks. This is the actual binocular. Here you can read na людей не наводит, which means do not point at people, for fairly obvious reasons. This is some military port, and here you can switch the modes, like this. N mode, I assume, is normal. K stands for calibration, and then you have modes 1 or 2, which do something. So, in theory, it's a nice beast, but what if we made it actually work? As we could read from the datasheet, it requires 12 volts to run. I could only shove in 3 volts worth of diesel batteries, which leaves us no other choice than to improvise our own. In this segment, I will demonstrate how to create your own batteries in a very simple way. Let's say that you have some used disposable vapes laying around. Why do I have so many? I will touch that topic in another video. For now, I will simplify the engineering process a little. Let's imagine that this box here is my engineering effort. Now, the first thing you want to do is get the batteries out of the vapes. So I will put some into that box. Okay, here we have it. Now, as you can see, we got the batteries out of the vapes. Next thing we need to do is assemble it all together so it outputs 12 volts. For that, we will add a BMS, aka a battery management system, to protect us against overcharging and other things that might cause an explosion. After some painful engineering, we have the final product. A battery that outputs 12 volts and can also be recharged. We can even check it with a multimeter. Okay, it is getting a bad contact. Oh yeah, okay, here we go. See, it should be good enough to power our rangefinder. The next step is very simple. All you have to do is drop the battery into the hole and close the lid. Oh. Always be sure to check the battery polarity. Otherwise, you might burn the electronics or make it blow up. Either way, it is time for us to try it out now. All we have to do is turn it on and oh my god. I can hear some clicking, but I see nothing. Does it work properly? Apparently it doesn't work. I tried changing all of the modes and all I got were some numbers on the calibration mode. So, let's open it up and see what's inside. Now I have taken it apart. As you can see, here are the integrated circuits. This is the telescopic module. This is the Soviet laser. And here are disconnected laser wires. What? Those wires should go into a high voltage laser driver, which is connected by this connector here. That is also the reason why I didn't become blind when I shot myself with it. When dealing with lasers more powerful than a small little red dot, always be sure to wear proper protection. Do I personally have any laser goggles myself? No, I do not. Since the only datasheet was a Wikipedia page, then I am on a lookout for the high voltage driver. If you have the actual circuit diagram for this thing, please do let me know and I will restore it to its former glory. Otherwise, I am getting my knees kicked in by debt collectors for no real reason. So, this is the story of a Soviet rangefinder. I hope you people liked it, and maybe in the future I will make more videos. See you next time.